Days, I've noticed that many staff are unaware of how to customize the way they view Moodle. I wanted to take a couple minutes to explain how to use the dock and how to edit blocks. So I'm going to begin by logging in here. I'm using a sample account so that it looks the same as yours when you're viewing it. So I'll punch in my password here and log in. So when you log in here, there are blocks immediately available for you to see, and you may not know what a block is, so I'm going to tell you right now. A block are these things up here, okay? So there's the Fraser Academy logo, main menu, navigation, calendar, settings, my private files. We can't actually edit the blocks on this page, but we can edit them in other areas. If I click on my home, I can edit these blocks here. They don't have to look like this. If I go back, I can click on maybe my courses and open up my courses, and you probably are familiar with this screen. I can edit these blocks: search forums, latest news, upcoming events, settings, navigation. uh, those can all be changed, and I've found that their layout is not necessarily the best layout right off the bat. So I've changed almost all of my blocks on all of my pages, and the way we do that is by clicking on turn editing on. So when I click here, I'm now able to change my blocks, and that's done by clicking on this new icon that appears, this little black line that says move, and when I click this, I can shift my blocks around. So for me, having two rows doesn't make any sense. I don't like having two rows. It eats up a lot of my screen space, especially when I'm using my iPad. So I've moved them. I've now clicked that move box, and I'm going to see these boxes appear here, and I can choose where I want it to be. So I want it at the top on the far right. I'm going to click this box here, and it's now moved it. If I want to move the settings also, my idea is that I want to create just one row. I'll click that move box again, and maybe I'll put the settings underneath navigation, and that's how I've chosen to organize them. Now, we can also get rid of blocks, and this is your choice, and I would tell you to probably do it with a grain of salt or a bit of caution about what you delete. They obviously can be put back on, but we may not want to delete all of them. So really think about it before you do it. And I look at these boxes like search forums, and I think, you know what, I don't use that much. I'm going to delete that one. So the X will allow me to delete it. I might click that there. Maybe I'll choose to remove the latest news. That's your choice too. You need to really think about these though. And then there's another one here, which is upcoming events. Has a lot of news in it. I find it a little convoluted, so maybe I'll get rid of that. Again, it's all your choice. Really think about what you're getting rid of. At the bottom, there's add a block. So maybe I want to actually add something to this. I want more to it than just having my navigation and my settings. So I'll scroll through this and see what that has to offer. One is activities, a calendar. Maybe I want the school's calendar up on here or the Moodle's calendar up on there. That's your choice. Maybe I want my courses, possibly my messages, which I like to have on. I could see online users, so I could see if my students are logged on. So I'll add a couple of these. I'll add messages, and I'm also going to add online users because I like those too. But again, it's your choice. You can scroll through here. You could add on some of those ones we deleted. So if we wanted to put maybe back on the what was it called? I believe it was called search forums. I could add that back on there. It's your choice. And again, I can reorganize these. So if I feel like having the messages at the top, I can move that up to the very top, and I can organize them however I want. These blocks change depending on the page you're on. So if I go to another one, maybe I'll turn the editing off for a second here and go home. If I click on this and I go to my home over here, I see the blocks are different again. So I could customize this page if I chose to and make all my blocks in the same row, which is something I've done on all my pages. So I'll move that there. I'll move the settings over there also, because that way it's nice and neat and tidy. And I can stop customizing, and that's something that you could do throughout all your pages. And if you see your students are struggling with this, especially on their iPads because they have a limited size and screen, this might be something you show them and try and encourage them to do. Now, I said I was going to talk about blocks, and I also said I was going to talk about the dock. So what's the dock? Well, that's the next thing. And you can actually move these blocks off the screen. So if we don't want them there, they don't have to be there. Maybe we don't want to delete them permanently, but they're just in the way right now. And this happens a lot on the iPad. So you could click this little box here, and it's going to say move this to the dock. So I can click these and it moves it off to the left over here. And I could add them all over there. So I'm going to do that quickly, clicking all those boxes. Now they're still usable, but it's opened up my screen so I can actually do a whole lot more. And when I go over top of these, I'm able to see all the same settings that were in there, and I can use those to help me out. So that's blocks and docks, and they change depending on the page that you're on. So if you see that they're not in an organized fashion or a way that is useful for you, you can now move them around and make it work better for you, or you can add different blocks, okay? And again, I really encourage you to show your students this, because on their iPads, their screens are getting really full of different blocks right now, and that's not helping the experience for them. All right, so if you have any questions, just let us know.